another amazing episode of Indie Talks. I am your host, Aisha Lewis Redway, and of course, my beautiful co-host.
Daniel Meeks.
Listen, you already know we be talking to some of the most. I mean, just how can I put it? Just I mean, industry, just heavy hitters that's doing a thing between here and across the world. So we just want to say thank you so much for the Reflection Podcast to being here. We have no other Mr. Mayor Crown Heights himself, Mr. Sander Camus. And we also have our no other but BK's finest artist, rap artist as well. I know she's in transit. She's trying to get some things situated. Lady Shaw BK. So we just thank you guys for being here so much on the platform.
Definitely. We appreciate you tremendously. We appreciate you tremendously.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with you. So first of all, I know you wear multiple hats. So not only are you a creative, you're also crowned as the mayor of Crown Heights.
I
You
appreciate
are
that.
a community activist. You are a pastor. You have so many different things going on. So I kind of want you to kind of talk about how does all of these hats that you wear intersect with each other, and kind of talk about your involvement as an activist.
Oh, we can't hear
We
you.
can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I think I think his maybe his Sander, can you hear them?
I can, yes,
Oh, we can
I'm here. I'm here.
hear you now. We can hear you now.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes. It was just on mute. So what do you want me to start first? Well, funerals don't count. Spread love. Now, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So funerals don't count. Started 2014 for the mere reason that prior before that, about 2 3 years prior before the brand was founded, my cousin died from liver cancer,
Mm.
and
Right.
she died at the age of 39 from it. And when she had cancer, I didn't know what hospice
Mm.
was at all. So at the time, I was pastoring and everything, but I didn't know what hospice was. I didn't know it meant it's time to go. I didn't know what that meant. And unfortunately, there were people that were supposed to support her
Mm-hmm.
that she thought was going to support her that didn't really.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like a few of us who was there for her. And when she passed away, a lot of the people that she didn't hear from, all of a sudden they started popping up at the funeral and everything like that. And for me, I was bothered about that. So she passed away in 2013. A lot of times when I used to speak a lot, I used to always say the same: no 30-minute specials, no fake eulogies. Funerals don't count. Spread love now. A fellow senior pastor of mine saw that. I kept on saying, that would be a good concept to put it in a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest was history from 2014 till now. So we are about celebrating, elevating people through the shirts. It creates music. We want to create music. We have done different community initiatives, giving back to the community,
Mm-hmm.
collaborating with different organizations to show people that it shouldn't take a funeral or shouldn't take a wake to make change.
Yeah.
It's about us being cognitive now, and it's been a wonderful experience.
I love the idea. The concept is making sure that we're all checking in, because we always talk about checking in with individuals
Mm-hmm.
and checking in with people,
Yeah.
and don't give flowers at the
When
gravesite,
they,
but give them while
yeah.
they're alive.
Yep.
And it is needed, especially in these times. Especially people, suicide rates are up, and a
Yep.
lot of things are happening, and people are getting sick. These rates are it's crazy out here. So definitely should be
Yep.
and
Yep.
taking from that concept to knowing when
Yep.
checking in on people on a consistent basis, and just
On
saying,
a
hey,
consistent basis.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And how do you, with your activism and funerals don't count, and you're also you're pastor, you do A&R, and you're in the management. How do you incorporate that all into Reflection Podcast?
Well, the thing is that Reflection Podcast is about pretty much with Funerals Don't Count, but Reflection Podcast is a whole different entity. But I think in regards, a lot of times when it comes to like artists and it comes to entrepreneurs, a lot of times people see people's
Yeah.
glory, but they don't understand their story.
Mm.
They don't understand the
Ooh,
promise. A
I
lot of
like that.
times, yeah, you felt the shift,
I
right?
like that. Yeah. I like
You
that.
feel me? So a lot of times people see people's glory,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? They see the mansion, they see the car, they
Yeah,
see
it's a
the
good story.
award, you know what I'm saying? They see them going viral, but they don't understand that it was a journey. They don't understand that it was a process.
Yeah.
So we get into certain questions into inspiring other people what it took from them to be where they're
Yeah.
at in a
Yeah, and I
reflective perspective. And I
Understood.
think that's very
It does.
important because a lot of times people just think that people just go viral
Yeah.
just to go viral and everything like that. When in reality there is a process. You know what I'm saying in regards to planning and seeking and moving in the direction that where you want to go. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? There's times you will face obstacles. It will be hard. Sometimes your family may not believe in you. Sometimes your friends may not believe in you. So we
Mhm.
come from that perspective.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, I definitely
And
agree with that. Well said. I just want to add well said,
yeah, go
definitely.
ahead.
And
Oh,
how did?
Definitely so.
Oh,
Lady
go
Shaw,
ahead.
you was
I'm definitely agreeing with him. That's well said because people can kind of go through a lot of things where it comes to his funerals don't count and the Reflection podcast. I felt like it was a great mish because we both are striving for the same thing when it comes to kind of sharing our perspective and kind of like speaking for the people who kind of don't speak up about the hard work that they do put in order to
Yeah.
see their vision come to life.
understood, definitely. And now, as you talk about you guys basically being on the same page and coming together for the Reflection Podcast, talk about your relationship and your chemistry together. And I know you had we have a couple of episodes that was together, and how you were able to merge your creative, process, your thoughts into this together, and being able to be involved and be able to speak and have a voice.
What I go first, I say this first and foremost. Lady Shah is a very good friend of I'm really more friends. I met her through her man and stuff like that. But I
Mm.
just want to just thank her for first and foremost understanding my vision and what I bring to the table in regards to her podcast, being a co-host and stuff like that. Because I used to have a podcast prior before. So she knows that I have a voice. She knows that I'm very boisterous. I'm very charismatic. I'm very funny. I love to speak. I love people. I bring the best. And she said, "Listen, look, I'm gonna open a situation for you. Initially, in regards to, listen, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and she pretty much funded everything and everything like that. And I encourage her because we have wonderful conversations prior, before her being part of the project that she started.
Mhm.
I listen. I think it's best that you interview the guys and I interview the girls and stuff like that. So she's been very supportive from day one, very encouraging from day one. We need more sisters like her that will see your gift, your talents, and your resources, and put their money where their mouth is at. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just so honored to be a part of a podcast. I'm honored to be co-host, and I'm just here to support her and whatever she needs. And I'm just here. I'm just here to be there for her 1,000%. But I tell people all the time, because people be like, "Oh, listen, yo, bro, I want to come to the podcast." I'm like, listen, it's not my podcast. I didn't put no money up. No, I keep it 1,000. I didn't put $1 up. I'm like, this is what my my friend's wife did. She
Mhm.
saw something in me and she put her money up. You understand what I'm saying? And this is the reason why we are in the position that we're in today. And I think a lot of times we need to have friends like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially, a lot of times your friends see you're gifted, it's you're talented. You know what I'm saying? You could agree, right? You know what I'm saying? But instead of recognizing and acknowledging you and what you do, you bring to the table, they want to have this elusive behavior until when you're lit, then they want to come into the picture. You like that, right?
It's like we want in, we want in.
Yeah, yeah, you feel me? They want in. But that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to thank the Lord for her.
Right.
Um, she is phenomenal. She is talented. She's gifted. She's resourceful. I want to go on and on. How wonderful is it? I don't want to have problems with a man, but she is amazing. No, she is.
He
No,
don't want the
what's up?
smoke.
No,
He don't
no,
want
no.
to
She is.
stop.
She is. She's
Yes.
amazing. She's attractive. She's witty. Um, she edits the videos. She knows business. She knows entertainment. She's very involved in community service. She's very educated. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. And I think that's what we need, as people is understanding. Hey, listen, as friends, hey, you have a vision, you have a talent, or you have a resource. Even if I don't have the funds, even promoting, even supporting. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
think that's what counts at the end of the day, and that's what I am that I do for my friends. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Promoting, supporting, uplifting, being there for their shows, coming more earlier than them for their shows to show that I'm serious and I believe in their dream, in their vision, and that's what she has done. You know what I'm saying? For me.
Okay.
Yeah, talk about
So
giving
And round
flowers while you're
and round
here.
of applause, like definitely, because I mean I think Danielle and I, we always have these conversations, and
Mhm.
where we always talk about, I that's my girl. I love her.
Love
I
you
support her
too.
anything that she wants, and vice
yeah,
versa. And I think that, when you see people that do have a vision,
yeah,
who's very serious,
yeah.
because people, you got other people that will laugh and talk and
No,
say things, but
Mhm.
let them
when you
laugh.
can
Let them laugh
really,
when you get to the bank. Let them laugh.
that part.
Let,
So,
let them
and
laugh.
you know what? And sometimes I think some people really think, like, when you have more friends and you have a bigger circle, that it's just gonna be all gonna have
A
all the
lot of,
same love or a lot
yeah,
of
and it's
that.
really
And it's
not.
not always like that. And I think the
Yeah.
reality is,
Yep.
when I can go to Danielle and we can have 3 or 5 people just be in an agreement, I'm okay with that, and we're good with that.
Yeah, that's a fact. But I want to tell you something interesting. There are people who are like, it's like 3 to 5 people that run churches of over 1,000 people. It'd be
Mhm.
5 people who run churches. For me, including the pastor.
Mhm.
So it just lets you know at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? People gotta understand your vision. And a lot of times, your vision may not make sense to other people, but people need to understand it's your
Yes, yes.
vision. It's
Yes,
your
yes.
vision. It's your vision, and that is what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? So and that's why a lot of times people be like, "Well, listen, I want to come in to the show." I'm like, "Well, this ain't that type of party." You know what I'm saying? This woman really invested so much into what she's doing and stuff like that, and I really appreciate it, and I really commend her because I met her through her man. You understand what I'm saying? Who's I consider to be like a little brother of mine.
Okay.
So I think that's amazing. I think that's commendable. Like for real, I'm like, yes, for real, for real. Get it? Yes.
Thank you for that.
Come on, girl.
Love
You deserve your
it.
flowers, girl. You go, girl.
So you can see my face. Okay, I
Yeah.
want to be able. Okay, so I'm at my location at the studio, so I'm trying to like set
No
up
problem.
everything.
Take your
Trying to
time.
get.
Listen, I'm gonna hold it down for you until you're ready to. But
Yeah,
listen,
I'm just
she's
trying to
a
put lighting
real,
on right now.
yeah, she's a real. Listen, she's a real good team player, and I appreciate her. And I make sure, like every time I go to the show, to show her the respect and the decency.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I come on time always. You feel me? To show her the respect that I really appreciate and I value her. She's a rapper. She's a dope rapper when she does her shows. I don't go to shows to look at stars. That she's opening for. I go I go for her or her man, whoever, and I'm out. They be like, "Yo, you leaving?" Like, yeah, I'm leaving. I didn't come for these people. I came for my sister or my brother.
To
You're the
support.
star.
That's
You know what I
it.
mean?
That's
You
it.
feel me? Yeah, because after that, you gotta show people their value. You gotta show people their value. You gotta appreciate them. You gotta celebrate them. It's not when they die and they gone. That's when you want to go hard for them. So
Yeah.
you feel me?
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood. And as Lady Shaw is getting situated, just one more question for you. I kind of wanted to actually go into, some advice in regards to who you would be able to write, because like I said, you merge your activism and you merge your being creative and
Yes.
being able to do what you do for this community,
Yeah.
especially with funerals don't count. Kind of talk
Yes.
about some words of encouragement to other younger
Yes.
individuals who want to, kind of know how they can merge the worlds together.
Man, listen, I just think at the end of the day, everyone should be able to know who they are in God. For
Mm-hmm.
those who believe or don't believe, you call a higher power, a higher being, to just love the person that would it be, what God has for you is for you. I think that's very important. And I think when you're able to do that, I think you're able to love yourself and you're able to love others. And a lot of people don't love themselves. A lot of people don't love themselves, and that's why they don't love others. I think that's very important, and I think that's very essential. And also just connecting with an audience of people who understand your mission. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's an audience for everyone at the end of the day. Sometimes you sometimes you'll get frustrated. You'll
Yeah.
get frustrated in not finding the audience that you're looking for
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. And I think when you can find your audience, like for example, I'll give an example. So I've noticed that I'm very good in regards to reaching out to mothers who lost their sons from gun violence,
Mm-hmm.
or families who lost their son from gun violence, or families who've lost their family through something horrific. So you have to find your audience. I think that's very key, because a lot of times, you could get discouraged. You be like, hey, listen, well, it's not working. I think you just need to, before you do anything, you have to identify your audience. And once you can find your audience, that's where you'll be able to find your base of where you will get support. I think that's very key. I think that's very essential in regards to doing that. Finding your audience and really harnessing and catering to that. I think you should be good to go. That's what advice I would give. And for those who support you, go to them. For those who don't, it's okay. It's all right. You're gonna be okay, because what God has for you, it is for you. That's what I would advise people.
Amen.
Amen. That's a word.
Amen. Yeah, that
Yeah.
I know you
was.
felt that in your spine, and I
I,
felt that in my
I felt. I
scoliosis.
felt. I felt the spirit. I did.
Yeah,
I felt
I
that
think
way
that's all that
too.
matters.
You
You know
guys
what I'm
can hear
saying?
and see me now, right? I'm
You know,
sorry
we
to
see we,
interrupt. You guys
Yeah.
can
we
hear
see
and
you
see me.
well, and,
Okay,
and you
good.
glowing, you showing.
I was trying to look
No, no,
cute
no,
and
no,
put
no, you
some,
look, you
little
look good.
makeup
You look
on for
good.
you
She look
guys.
good, guys.
But I had no
She do.
time
She
to
looked
do all
She
great.
that today. I
look
was like,
good, bro. Come on,
I'm
man.
just
She don't.
greasy. I'm just
Then now you
greasy
look
with a
good. You
bunch of
look
cocoa
good, bro. You
butter.
look good,
Good.
bro. You look
It's
good,
not
bro.
grease. It's the glow. That's
The
It's
all
the
it
glow. It's
glow.
the
is.
glow. Well, I didn't say grease. I said glowing.
No, I know, but I'm a little
Yeah,
greasy. But
yeah, yeah. But I think
um,
that's what it's about. Go on, my
Mhm.
sister. I'm sorry.
no, I'm excited just even to actually even make it through to be on live on camera because I was driving to a location where it's like more like quiet and more secret. I was actually in traffic. So I do apologize for the viewers and for you guys because I know this podcast, you guys work so hard on promoting it. And also just us sitting down together and just kind of touching base on what we about. And I definitely know that this is going to be recorded, so we're going to have a chance to post this. I'll post this on my end too, because I feel like the conversation that we're gonna have, right, and you guys have been having, is the fact that want to know more about us, the Reflection Podcast. And I heard all the great things that my co-host had to say about me, which I'm so happy about that. Thank you so much. And how I met him is like he mentioned is he is my boyfriend's longtime friend for a very long time. And yeah, we just kind of like really, really kind of mesh because I'm a Sagittarius, he's a Pisces. I'm like more like the low key kind of like business oriented, kind of like get it done type of vibe. I'm like alive on like on stages more or less like more in person but
Mm-hmm.
like full of personality, but he's like the person with full of personality in person.
So
And
it's like
so
a
it's like it was no
balance.
brainer. Yeah, great balance. It was no brainer to be like, all right, he know how to talk very well. He
Mm-hmm.
great conversation. Every time we get together, it's always something to just be is memorable. Like we have conversation that's memorable. So and we always learn from these conversations and we pull from each other. So I felt like picking him to be in a podcast it's like no brainer. So I feel like us getting together and talking about the society and talking about equality, talking about the pressure people go through in society and just the industry itself. and
Mm-hmm.
just like the pressure, depression, and, you know, all these things that play roles into people's lives on why they can't really achieve their best potential and their high frequency. So
Mm-hmm.
like that's what we're about on the show, to help people reflect on themselves, their lives. So when people come on the show, they talk about their stories, about why they became who they be, how, why and how that started on their journey, and how come they decided to take this route, and where they see themselves at now as they reflect on their life. So during the podcast, we ask a bunch of very questions, and then we reflect on their life. We find good footages and put it within the podcast. So people, when they see it back, they have something to watch and be like, wow, I did that. Like, you know, because sometimes people can't really, when you ask somebody a question, you can't really, they can tell you a bunch of things they've done, but then when they sit down and say, they're like, wow, you know,
Yeah.
they be shocked on the things that
Yeah.
they reflect on, because sometimes people don't really understand how far they have come,
Mm.
because
Yeah.
people are always working, always chasing something,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have that time to sit back. You know what I'm saying?
To really
So I felt like,
let it marinate.
Yeah.
right, let it marinate, right? And so I felt like me and Sander, we have that in common. I'm always working, I'm doing so much stuff, right? Like I just came from a whole, like, you know, a workshop today that I did for like you know, older adults who have dementia, and also for the younger children, to say the younger adults, to basically how to function with older adults. So it's like my life is always about revolving and teaching, always on the go, but I never really have the time to be like, yo, I did all of this shit, until I go outside and have some fun. I got my jewels on and we outside.
Right.
And I'm like, this is getting weird. Everyone is taking pictures of me. Why? Why are people doing this right now? Like, people want to chill around. Like, why are they doing this
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like, you don't really get to really be like, yo, like, I do a lot of shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's why people respect the grind. That's why. So sometimes you want to give people the opportunity to reflect. I'm excited about when you guys come to the show on Saturday, so you guys can see that it's a moment of fun. It's a moment of reflection. When you don't think people noticing, you have to be able to notice
Yeah.
that you're doing a good job. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah, that's a mouthful, but that's what we're really about. It's really so authentic. It's not like a thing that's a facade. I think that people just fuck with the authenticity, like just being authentic.
Yeah.
And I think that people are one of one, right? We're
Right.
all one of one. We're all special and on our own way. You know, I'm on here, no filter, you know, no makeup on. I want people to see the raw. So when I do get glammed up, they appreciate it even more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a moment to just look in the mirror and say, here I am. You know what I'm saying? You know, opposed to what society wants me to be, wants me to look like, wants me to be, want me to put on. You know what I'm saying? In my music, translate that shit a lot, you know? So yeah.
So speaking of, let's get into your music. So is there a difference between Lady Shaw, the artist, and Lady Shaw on a Reflection podcast? Because I know you said like there's a balance, like you're more like business oriented and like you're like more like reserved. So like what's like what would be like the main difference?
Yeah, so that's a good question for real though. That's a really, really good question. So I am very so artists, I'm people, I don't know, people, I want to say what people think of me. Like, I guess how they perceive me, I guess, because I don't perceive myself that way. But I guess I give that without me knowing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that as an artist, I think I'm very like, I am really reserved. I am really reserved. I'm not a person who talks a lot. If you see me in person as an artist, I
Mm-hmm.
think I'm very reversed. I'm very kind of nonchalant. They say I'm kind of nonchalant. I'm just in my own world. I'm in my own bubble. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And I'm always in some type of VIP section where people can't really get to me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they do get to me, I'm very polite and nice. But it's like, if you're in my space, it's more like, how can I say? It's more like, I'm chill,
Hmm.
I'm welcoming, but I'm just very reserved.
Okay.
But opposed to shy, I don't even say Lady Shy BK on Reflection Podcast. I just say shy because shy is just that raw. You're gonna get that whole, you know, the gifs of just the real shit. Like that I
Mm-hmm.
want to say, that I wish I could say as Lady Shy BK, but I'm too reserved to kind of say the certain things I want to say. I'd say it through my music, but the
Mm-hmm.
podcast gave me a platform to just kind of keep it a buck, you know.
Yeah.
I just is that, and it's very like more like that shot that's very intellectual. You know, I allow my intelligence to shine through. opposed to like just me being on as an artist. I'm just like, you just see me and it's like, if you know me, you know me, but it's like you just gonna get what the music gonna give.
Yeah.
But then you see a whole different side of me with the podcast. I feel like it just shows like I don't think people really knew how intelligent I was. I think that's what it is too. I don't think people knew how business oriented I am and how much I'm invested in the business part of it opposed to just the music side of it. Because I really consider myself a boss. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I get shit done in the back end. You feel me? So yeah,
Gotcha.
that's the difference. I think that's the big difference. Cause I'm shy, really, and I'm really kind of shy though. I'm really shy
See,
though, low key. I'm kind of
Are
when
you
you
shy.
say
really?
that, I would never
So are
got
you
that
really?
because watching like your visuals, like you give off like this like very like confident,
Confidence.
like you are
Yes.
like
See?
pretty,
Tell it, tell
like
it,
you
tell it, tell it, tell
that
it,
girl.
guys.
Just like
Tell it.
watching your visuals, like you give off like I'm that bitch, like
See?
Yeah,
But I
See?
wouldn't get shy from you,
I
you
wouldn't get
know.
shy
Never.
either. Tell it, tell it,
Never.
tell it, guys.
Yeah.
that's so crazy though, right? That's so funny you guys say that because people don't even really think that. I think that I'm just like, I don't know. I think I am. Like, see, I'm getting shy right now. Like, I don't know.
Really?
So I wanted to
Like,
say, like, is it really a reservation or just more protection? Because I think that sometimes people get it. Some people can be like, well, maybe I'm just being protected because of experiences. And it's
Yeah.
like with people, especially with the industry and, all that. So is it really reserved or you're being protective?
I think I'm both though, because
Okay.
I think that I'm like naturally reserved just because of because certain things that I do, and as I feel like because I used to be so open when I was a lot younger, and I felt like people grew with me, and I felt like I kind of stopped sharing a lot of stuff on Instagram, like
Mm-hmm.
because I just show my whole life. Like I get up in the morning, I'm over here. When I got my crib, like you know what I'm saying, like they're decorating it with me, type of shit. So I got a lot of fans through just being real
Right.
and just being open. But I think when I had like went through a lot of experiences, I think like just betrayal in the industry, I feel like I kind of withdraw kind of more or less, and it's kind of just been like more private. And it's like, and then I have a kid too, so it's like I just became more private. I keep my personal life private. I always come in private my personal life. I think all Sages, in some type of way, we're super private,
Yeah.
but then we only show what we want people to see. But then when it comes to artistry, we want the world to see that shit. So we with kind of music, we're confident as fuck, and on stage it's like a switch. It just turns on like yo, like it gives off I am that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm confident. I'm never shy when it comes to that. Because once I hit the stage, all that shit goes away. But when
Wow.
I think it's like when
Literally.
people's in my personal space, it's like more like a protective type of thing. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know you. I don't know what energy you're bringing. I don't know. I don't want to fuck up my frequency. So I've done a lot of healing to the point where it's like I'm really funny in who comes in my space. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
All
it
right.
really gives off that. Even like with my podcast, I'm very picky on who's even in my space for real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Very.
Who's on set? Who's on set? I gotta ask him like what's up? Like it's not even asking, it's like, bro, like nah, like that's a dub. You know what I'm saying?
So
Like
like what's the requirements for somebody to like for you to feel like the energy for them to be on your podcast?
the requirement, it's like I feel like I always have a thing when it comes to people. I just really my energy for real. It's like really like if my energy take to that person is like, yo, that person is just valid. Like you know what I'm saying? If I'm liking what they're of course I gotta like their music. Of course I gotta like what they're doing. Like, of course, I have to make sure that person is like on a frequency of seeing themselves as being the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I had Devi. He's very confident. I love confident people that
Mm-hmm.
in the music translate that too. So that's the requirement. It's like for me, I feel like it's like not a real requirement, but just if I just see that you're working hard up to that point where you're just like know who you are, that's the real requirement. Just really being yourself. So I look at that like, wow, I like that person. I wish I was like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like confident like that. So I really pick certain things. I'm like, yeah, that person deserves a platform to kind of share their story. And then I had someone like Story, which his name is Story, right? I started off the podcast with him, and I used to always see him in the past. I saw him at some a fashion show, just to let you know like how I really just be like on it. So I met him at a fashion show. Me and him was walking at the fashion show. It was celebrities everywhere, and we were looking at ourselves like, yeah, we're like we in the building,
Mm-hmm.
we on the grind, we here for a reason. And I think his whole attitude is just like, no, I'm gonna walk when I want to walk. Like they're not telling me. And it's like me and him had the same attitude. So I'm like, yeah, bro, like we outside, like you feel me? So his whole demeanor, like when I was there, was just OD. We spoke briefly. He walked like behind me, and from there, I think we just kind of was talking, and we just kind of made a little connection. And then I saw him again doing a show, and I'm like, yo, he's really fire. Like, and I started kind of looking into his stuff, and I kind of started following him on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Started kind of like seeing what he was doing, and seeing if it was consistent too. And then I was like, all right, cool. Like, this is somebody that I could really kind of probably put on the show and kind of be like, kind of want to know more about his story, maybe because somebody else probably want to know about his story too, because
Yeah.
he seemed like he has a story. And yeah, just watching his stuff and kind of just like want to know more about him is what I was like, okay, let me reach out to him. Same thing with Devi, same thing with Dice Peso. His episode's dropping next week. Today he has a dope, I think, event today as well. Dope cat. He just got signed with he just actually signed with Birdman with Birdman with Bird Gang with Jim Jones, and signed with Music MK, I believe. Is that Sandra? I think he just signed with them like a week ago too. And
Yeah,
that's
he's
a
been
big
doing
deal for him. And he came on the show and dope interview.
very
And
humble.
I already seen it. Yeah, very humble. But I already seen it kind of happening for him. That's the reason I asked him to be. So he did the show before he even got signed, like his second deal. So when I saw him, I was like, yo, he's fire. Like, I really did see something really big for him is going to happen. And then, yeah, it was just like, episode we didn't drop yet because we're kind of holding on because I'm like, yeah, like, now is the perfect time to drop it because he just got signed today's his birthday. Supposed to be out with him later on tonight. And it's going to be dope. And we got some future stuff coming up, too. So, and it all makes sense. It all circles back to the music because if you're dope, you fire, they're going to definitely mess with you. If it makes
Right.
sense, you're just going to
Mm-hmm.
rock out, you know? And it just show other people too, like that's gonna want to come on the show too. Then I have other artists that's coming to the show, dope artists. I don't want to say no names yet, but they're like gonna change the game for me, like when it comes to the
Oh,
podcast. So I'm excited about
We're
that.
we're
excited.
definitely excited for you. And I just wanted to kind of, since we talking about music and we're talking about some really dope artists, I definitely want to talk about, your music, because one thing about me, Daniel, know everybody knows, I'm a lyricist. I love
Mhm.
sharing lyrics. The
Yeah.
formulation, the album that you dropped, New Bitch in Town. First of all, I take my hat off to
Oh,
you
you did
because
your
this took me back.
research.
Yeah, she
This took
did.
me
That's
back.
amazing.
This literally took me back feeling like
Look,
the Locks,
looky,
DMX.
looky.
It literally gave me, that like late 90s, early 2000 era of sound of
Mm-hmm.
music, like the rap, like really bars, really everybody's saying something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and what that's what I love about it. And I want you kind of just talk about your most like memorable moment from actually creating and coming to do that process of that album.
hmm Well, okay, so that's this process right here. It was a dope process because I took my time with it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, believe it or not, a lot of the music is not even written. Like he can tell you. I don't even like write music. Like it's
Okay,
weird.
Jay-Z
Like
with the pen.
That right?
No,
That's a
no pen,
skill.
no
That's a
paper.
skill that not a lot of people can say that they
yeah.
have.
So when I tell you like he could tell you to watch it, like I I'm in love with Beyonce and Jay-Z. I
We are
watched
too.
them growing up. I watched them growing up. I watched everything about them. And I feel like with Jay-Z is why I started rapping for real. And I'm a satirist like him. His story is similar to mine.
Mm-hmm.
4 out of like, 1 out of 4 children, the last, and it's like I felt like yeah, I was an annoying child. So I felt like I always had an imagination. I always had that thing where it's like I'm always like thinking about the weirdest shit. So when the beat come on, at first I started off freestyling. So people was like, "Yo, you wrote that?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't even know how to rap for real." Like they're like, "Nah, you lying. Like you got the voice and all that." So I was like, "Yo, that's
Yeah.
crazy." But like a lot of people that was around me at that time who told me that a lot of my people they passed away. Like a lot of my close friends they died. So
Mm.
I really took that to the heart. Like when people told me like, "Yo, like you can really do this shit for real," and I'm like really from the town, so it's like where I come from is like, bro, it's like you really gotta be 10 toes. Like it's either you really gonna make it, either like you know somebody that's gonna put you on to something. It's either you hustling, it's either something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was always a person who was always in school. But then once I heard like, yo, you can actually do this, then I started just kind of like playing with it. But then once my friends passed away, I took it seriously, then it was over for that. I just started just freestyling everything. And then after that, I met a producer and he was telling me like, yo, you gotta start writing music because you got to make this shit make sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because at first when I started freestyling, it wasn't really making sense like that. So I developed the way it is now. Like, I was writing for a little while, and I was like, well, fuck this. It's not really, like, I'm not really saying what I really want to say. When I started freestyling, I started saying everything that comes to mind. So it's like, I don't even know. It's like a different zone I'm in for real. It's like, I don't even know what to call it for real. I just think that it's like, I don't really know. It's like I'm like flying with the universe. I don't really know for real. Because sometimes the shit I say is like, I don't even know how I come up with this half of the shit. For real.
Yeah.
What's up, my high? I don't even know like half of the shit that I be saying for real. Like, it just comes for real. Like, what's up, babe?
Got
So
you.
like
What's
when
up, Nika?
so being that you don't write, do you ever sometimes like you'll say something and you're just like you kind of get lost in thought and you're like, damn, what was it I was just about to say, or what is it? It just like just comes out.
Yeah, so I just spit whatever comes to mind,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll go back and I'll listen to it and I'll be like, all right, take this part out, take that out, take this part out, let me add this, take that out, and let's go again. I just keep going at it until I get it right. Like I just be like, all right, bet, now take that shit's not whack. All right, take that out, let me do it again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even in here, like I'm like at my friend's studio, like he have his own studio too. We just be coming in here and yeah, the shit we come up with is crazy. Like even if some shit, I swear to God, I don't know how I come up with this stuff. Even like the intro, I actually freestyled that intro in 10 minutes. The new bitch in town intro.
Yep. Yeah.
I just wanted to talk shit. Boss, and they called me
Like, who was this
talking
coming
to
in?
the boss, so they called me, and then I had got some girls come in. I had like two of my homegirls come in and do like the talking shit in the intro.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, come talk shit about me, like make it seem like I'm this new bitch in town. Y'all know it the fuck, because that's how I feel like in the game, like,
Yeah.
because I'm like, this project hasn't even really gone crazy as yet. Like I want to put it out like by the half of this end of this year. It's like summertime is when I'm going to be putting more visuals out for it. I just kind of want people to kind of be in tune. I was kind of putting the foot in there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, freestyling is what I do though. I
Yeah.
love that.
And I definitely see it. And as like a woman in this industry and hip hop, you know, there's a lot of things going on when it comes to femininity and over sexualization. So how do you feel like as a female rapper, like you can hold your femininity without being overly sexual? Oh, did we lose her?
I think it
I
was
think it's
just give
been.
a couple minutes because the signal.
Ah,
Yeah, but I want to say something in regards to when she be in the studio and everything like that. I mean, one of my mans, he just came home and he write rhymes and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
And we're supposed to meet her at the studio with her husband because husband also he don't rap as well too. He don't write as well too. It is flows
Just
and it just
off
the
the
beat off the beat, but the beat speaks to them. The
right.
beat speaks to them.
Yeah.
You feel me? So he like, yo, bro. So how's the process? I'm like, yo, bro. They don't write no more, right? He like, what you said? I'm like, yo, bro. They don't write no more, bro. It's like hot pocket, like 5 to 10 minutes, bro. But like, I'm like, bro. I'm telling you, they don't write no more, bro. They don't write no more.
And that's a beautiful
He
gift
was,
to
Yeah.
he was,
have.
he was, he was perplexed by that. So
Wow.
when he saw that himself, he's like, bro, I'm like, yeah, but I told you they don't write, bro. They be like, yo, turn that back. You feel me? Let me say that again. Yo, feel me? Go back again. You feel me? So, yeah. So I've seen it.
So while we're waiting for Lady Shy, so really question, my questions that I wanted to present to both of you guys is like, what is one thing, you in a space that you want someone to know about you, like, or maybe one thing maybe individuals may not know about you.
Oh, what they may not, my people may not know about me.
Correct.
I'm good.
Um, I
Let me
love,
say.
I
I'm
love.
sorry.
I, I,
Let me say it before I get cut
good,
off and
good.
get
I was just holding you
sorry.
down. I'm so sorry. You lost signal, so I was holding you down for your process. I'm sorry.
The
You go,
signal was
Shy. Go
going
ahead.
crazy though. Because somebody was calling through, like, I don't know, from this thing right here. I don't know, somebody named Maya on this thing right here. It's so weird.
Okay, okay. So I just wanted to make sure that you was good. That's why
Yeah,
you
no,
know
no, you're
signal.
good.
So I held it down. So
Yeah, there was no signal, and someone was calling through from the thing. I don't know how they could do that though on the Instagram.
yeah.
My girl,
But
we in an interview. What's going on? But
yeah,
go ahead.
like I was like, why are you calling me? Like, so and it's a little kid too. It's so weird. Like, okay, so boom, I want to kind of just jump right back into like the question before it got cut off about the sex appeal thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could get back into that. Um, I try not to be. I'm very like tomboyish, low key though. I don't really be caring about the whole sex appeal thing, because I'm very shy. That's number one, and I feel like I can't really hide my sex appeal. It's like a thing where it's like it's there, so it's there. Like you feel me? And it's like I don't think I ever had to do the extra shit. Like a lot of females don't like me because my body's natural. That's number one. So when I walk in the room,
What?
yeah, when I walk in the room, I
Okay.
feel like, yeah, like you feel me? Like I'm that bitch. You feel me? And it's like it's just I think it's just my attitude, but it's not giving because of the way I look. It's just because I feel like inside I feel like I'm a bad bitch because I'm a good person. You know what I'm saying? The sexiness is always gonna just seep through. So I feel like mentally I'm sexy. Physically I'm probably sexy to most people, but I always try to like be in between and just be myself. Cause I never try to be like, yeah, I'm gonna sex sell. I'm a sex sell. I'm a like sell sex today. But some of my videos though, I try to be like, I try to just go with how I feel in that moment. So it's like if that video is giving that, and if how I'm moving or whatever is
Then it
gonna give that, it's gonna
just
give that.
comes. Yeah.
Right.
But it's not gonna be like on some shit where it's like, it's not gonna be on some shit where it's like, okay, I'm gonna be out there and showing ass cheeks just so I can get some attention for my music. Nah, I'm not gonna ever do that. It's gonna
Yeah.
be like, it's gonna be like more or less someone's like, shy, show a little bit. And I'm like, no, I'm shy. Okay, fuck it. Let me just do a little bit of little twerk here and there. So, but that's my whole vibe.
And how do you feel about like when it comes to like certain artists, like their artistry gets overshadowed by that, you
Right.
know? It's like you'll see certain artists that just like fuck the music,
Good night,
they
Cynthia.
interested in like how the person looks, you know?
Hey, Meekwa. Um, she just got on. Yeah. So I feel like, I'm sorry. Repeat it again. I'm sorry because I
I
didn't.
was saying, what is your opinion about artists who like they get overshadowed, like their artistry
Oh,
gets overshadowed by being over sexual, and it's just like, okay, fuck whatever music they putting out, we only care about how they look.
right. So I feel like when it comes to that, I think it's whack. I think it takes away from the artistry. I hate that shit so much. I hate it so much because I really be going hard with my music, and I feel like people just be wanting like, I don't know. It's like sometimes people don't even believe in that's me for real. They be like, yo, that's really you. You really be yo, you really right. Oh, I'm like, yeah, for real. My music don't really get off that whole sexy shit. I be talking some raw shit. So, but when they see me, they be like, oh, she about to bust it open type shit. But it's like
That's not the
it's not.
vibe.
It's given that. So I feel like when people meet me and they see that energy, they see perform, I feel like they automatically fuck with the music. I feel like, and I'm not trying to be cocky though, right? Because they say like my
It's
cockiness
okay.
probably
You can be
is,
cocky.
it don't want
Ain't
it to
nothing
sound
wrong with what you
arrogant.
said.
I don't want to sound arrogant, right? But it's like, bro, I believe in my shit so much. It's like niggas really fuck with me. Like my music, you hear it, you see it in real life, it's undeniable. So it's like, fuck the sex appeal. That's only a plus for me. It's like, shit, if I look good, actually look good, and I'm spitting, niggas gonna fuck with that. And that's how I really kind of got my fans because I don't look the part. I don't look how I spit. So it's like it just be fucking people head up. It was like, nah, that's not her. Really, yeah, like I really go in, and that's why I feel like with Foxy Brown, and Lil Kim,
Yeah.
I feel like with them, that's what I feel like we missing right now. You know what I'm saying? Even though Kim was on some raunchy shit though, and Foxy too, but I feel like the bars was like
Yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
really fuck with the
Yeah.
bars. Like,
Yeah, and then this goes on and on. I agree.
yes, people fuck with the bars. And then like a Missy Elliott, like she had heavy bars, but people didn't really like her image that much, right? People was even having her like right for people and not want her to be the image. People don't even know that. People she was really in a background.
Yeah.
And then people was like, no, just continue to write. And she's like, no, I want to be an artist. So
Yeah.
with her, she had a battle with people not thinking she's sexy enough in order for her to even do her own music. So
Yeah, because
either
she
way,
was
the
in a group
spectrum,
prior
Yeah, she
to her
was.
coming fully out as a solo artist.
Yeah,
she was. Oh, I didn't
she
know
She
was,
she
she
was.
was,
was.
she
Yeah,
was,
Missy,
she
she
was.
was. She was in a group. I'm originally from Rochester. She used to use one of our studios upstate as well. And that's when Tweet, all of them, when they started, she got to know Tweet, all of them. And then once she kind of did the whole thing with Timberland and that blew up, she started incorporating everybody that she used to work with and bringing them out.
Wow, look at that. And it's so crazy because I really looked at Missy Elliott like, yo, like I know her from when she did the song when she was doing music with like Aaliyah and like she had the bubble thing on, like the red thing. Remember she had like the bubble thing on?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can't take the ring, something like that.
Mm.
Like I felt like when I saw that, I was like, yo, like, who is this woman? Like,
Yeah, that's off
she's
her
so
Super
like,
Duper Fly album.
yeah, like, and I was like, yo, like, she looks like fun. Like, she looks like she's having mad fun. And I was like, yo, I want to put a plastic bag over me to look like this shit, you know? Like, it just was giving, like,
Yeah,
creative.
she's
Like, it was
Right.
giving
like an
very
innovator.
creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was getting very creative. And I felt like with her, she didn't really give a fuck about what people were saying. She didn't care. It was like, the image, it's like two-part of the spectrum. It's either you're going to be like, okay, the sex appeal going to work for me, or I don't have sex appeal and I'm still going to make it work for me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's why you got to know yourself in the inside. You got to know who you are, because you don't want that to be who that what that you know, they don't want that to identify you. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
people are, so we had a discussion about this the last episode about the image, right? Sandra, about the image and how it's important in the industry and why people getting surgery, stuff like that. It's so important to, I guess, the generation now. Back then, I feel like it was a lot of the generation back then. I felt like it was just like more about the natural beauty,
Yeah, it
and I
was.
feel like now they made it like so abnormal now. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like with me, I don't want my whatever I look like to ever like literally like to take away from the music. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And I think that's something I got like a lot of anxiety too when it comes to people, because people are always looking like, oh, let me see that, you know, like let me see her how she looks like in person, or
Mm-hmm.
you know, want to take a picture, or like I will see some shit of me online and someone's taking a video and I'm like, fuck, I didn't even know that they were taking a video of me, you know. And sometimes I'm like, yo, how did I look? Like, you know, did I look okay? Like, you feel me?
Right.
So it's like even me
It's
rushing over
great.
here, I didn't really care about like, you know, like even me, I could be like, okay, let me try to find a filter to put on, but I don't really got time for that. I don't really give a shit. I feel like you guys gonna love me for who I am regardless. So
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like the music is what people should care about, and that's what he was saying too. Sander was talking about that. I disagreed with him when he talked about that people just care about the music. I'm like, people, you can say that, but people really kind of don't. It's like they care about the music and they care about the people, how people look too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Like,
and
is
the
your ass
music,
fat? Do you got big titties? You got flat stomach? Do you like?
right? Yeah, you
Yeah.
feel me? And I be
So
trying to like, yeah, I see,
look
and
at
I be trying to like, I be trying to tell myself like, that's the reason why I don't like showing my body like that, because it's like my body's natural, and then the girls looking getting surgery to look like me, and it's like I'm like, why should I feel ashamed of me having a natural nice body? Why do I have to
Mm.
defend my body? You know what I'm saying? Somebody, oh, your body real. Even though motherfuckers know my body real, but it just be pointless. Like they be like, yo, so that's it? Yeah, that's all me. And it's like the fact I gotta say that, it's crazy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because people make it such a thing where it's like that's their starter kit, and it's like, bro, like
right.
it's crazy. It messes up the girls who really have nice bodies, who don't even want to flaunt their bodies like that, because they making it a thing, and they overdoing it. You know, so
Right.
sometimes when I'm supposed to feel sexy, I don't feel sexy because I'm just like, damn, these bitches, I don't want to look like these all these other hoes. You know, so it's like it's crazy, girl.
So let me ask you guys. First of all, we want to say thank you so much for both of you just really taking the time out to really spend with us, to have this conversation with us. I do have to jump off soon because I do have a meeting that I have to head to. But I wanted to get your thoughts on this because as you continue in your own creative your paths and also coming together with the Reflection podcast, what is the impact in which you're looking to really make within the community, within yourselves, and also just for your creative arts as you're still pursuing and still trying to grow in these industries?
Right. So, my whole thing, it's like, one, why I created the podcast is for have people to have a space to be comfortable and all and talk and reflect on who they are. And my goal is wanting more people to feel comfortable to be able to tap into their superpowers and to know that they are. The sky's the sky's the limit. It's limitless. You can do anything you want to, and the power is within. You know, that's the goal, is to show people. The mission is to let people help themselves by telling their story.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because people don't really have the chance, don't have the time to reflect. So
Yeah.
my goal is helping people to reflect on who they are, to see that they're great, and to continue to be great. And I
Love
want
it.
people and I want people to basically like, yeah, fund this. And like we have so much other great things that we do behind the scenes. We work with the community a lot. You know, my co-host, Funerals Don't Count, he does amazing things for the community, and we want to showcase that with with that wisdom with our audience, because it is important that people know that we do a lot of things besides what people see on Instagram. I want people to know I'm a real person. I'm not just this big girl, big hair, curly girl, just a rapper. Like, I'm a girl who, I don't have no makeup on. I'm on camera. I have stressful moments. I get anxiety. I am, you know what I'm saying? I
Right.
go through mad shit to see these results. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I want people to know that be yourself is fucking cool as shit. You
It,
know?
it is.
You
All
know what I'm
right,
saying?
Mr.
Look at that. He
Mr.
like,
Sonder.
what's your thoughts, Mister?
We're talking about what?
Your thoughts on
About
what's the goal for the podcast?
oh, to go for the podcast. I thought it was going back to the female artist, but it's okay. You
Oh,
know, I don't want
Oh
oh.
to.
Lord.
Yeah, you feel me? But it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. But my thoughts about the podcast is just to support my co-hosts and just continue to be an asset, not a liability, and just talk about the art form of hip hop because based on her stance, how she feels, which is very valid. I also feel also too that there are a lot of female rappers who are killing the game and they're not just shaking their asses, but they rapping bars like a Lola Brooke, like a Young Devon, like a
Yes.
like Cam in
Roxy.
China,
Yeah.
like Billy B, Connie Diamond.
Yeah.
The list goes on, and a lot of these girl rappers, Kaya Baby, a lot of these girls are better than these guy rappers. They can't rap. These girl rappers will tear these guys up. Facts. You
Talk
feel
Long
about
as
me? Is
it.
what
the
I'm
girl
saying?
beef stop, long as the girly
Right.
beef stop,
No, listen.
that's a
I'm gonna
problem.
tell you something. I think um, with the industry at times they like to put these sisters against each other, and I
Trevor.
think sisters need to wake up
Yep.
and understand their power. Like like back in the day, like you see when Queen Latifah, Yo Yo,
Yeah.
Oh,
MC Light.
yes,
No, I
girl,
got
all of
receipt.
those
I know hip
MC
hop
Light.
too.
Yep.
Even though I'm a pastor, I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? People forget to mention Queen Pen. People
Oh,
forget to
yes.
mention Lauryn Hill. Boy, I could go on and on and
Hmm.
on. Yo. People forgot about Yo Yo, bro. Yo Yo is a problem too. So there's a lot of female rappers out here
Yeah.
that are rapping. They ain't talking about sex. My homegirl, Rhapsody. Rhapsody?
Rhapsody.
Rhapsody,
Rhapsody.
Rhapsody.
Rhapsody, yeah,
Yeah.
she a problem too. You
Yeah.
feel me? So at the end, there's a lot of girls out here who's rapping. A lot of niggas fuck with, who's as nice as Lady Shy. It's not about shaking booty and titties and sagging. Nothing wrong with that. You feel me? But they rapping bars too. I'm just saying,
Thank
cause,
you.
cause I fuck with a
It's,
lot of female rappers. You feel me? I'm
thank you.
just
Thank
putting it
you.
out there.
Understood. And what initiatives that you have? I know, like you said, you guys are very involved. And our last question of all, before we wrap up, is talk about any upcoming initiatives that you may have in regards to either one of your spaces.
Okay. Well, right now I'm waiting for Drippy K to connect with me. He's a coffee shop. He was the one that actually sponsored us in regards to getting involved with doing our last diaper drive, which we gave over 18,000 diapers in my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing a lot of we did a wonderful back to school drive where we gave over 300 kids school supplies, a lot of community baby showers. So I'm waiting for him to drop this video so we could continue to do a lot of community service. But my homegirl, Lady Shaw, she's very involved. She's very supportive, always. I don't want to get, she's very private, mystique, but she does a lot of community service as well too. Privately, she's outside, really building
Yeah,
people.
yeah, I'm all about investing in good cause, like, cause yeah, like I feel like the business. It's always good to do good business, and I
You
feel
see, you
like
see, see, you see, she being very smooth with it. She
nah, because it's facts, and I feel like we definitely,
yeah.
we gonna build though. Especially, I
Yeah.
like what y'all doing, and I'm always here as a resource and always to help people when it comes to be able to supporting their stuff, getting grants, getting all type of shit like that, like being able to be your own boss for real. Like, I really believe in that. I really believe in people be living off just I finding ways to live tax free for real and just not being a robotic person in a society, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're not meant to get up and go to work, bro. You're not meant to do that. That's not
Yeah.
what you're meant. You're meant to get up and work for yourself, what you like to do. So it won't feel like it's work. So when you're doing
Right.
whatever you're doing, it's you're enjoying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
just doing what you do.
Agreed.
You're not like, I'm enjoying this work job today. Today was alright. Yesterday was whack. Da, da, da. You don't want to feel like that. You want to feel like every day you're waking up like, yo, I had a great day today at work, and I was working for myself until something I want to build for generational wealth. You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we gonna get
We're
into it, but I really
listen, I
appreciate
can't
this.
wait. We can't wait
I
till we,
appreciate
Yeah.
this.
connect
Yes.
in person, chop it up, do what we do.
And Saturday we on for Saturday.
Yes, I'll be there.
Yes, and we got so everybody who's tuned in, we're gonna be locking in again at Reflection Podcast. Yeah, it's gonna be dope, and we might just probably go on live while we're on set too, and it's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait to see you beautiful ladies on set. I know you guys gonna glow up the room, and we're gonna be here in a welcome arms. And
Yes,
I'm
yes.
thanking you guys for welcoming us on you guys' platform. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
You guys are more than amazing.
And vice versa.
And say-
What days what days do you guys release your episodes, and where can
We
like our
release
followers and
we
listeners
release our
follow?
episodes on Fridays, but what we're doing now is I'm dropping them on a website, and then I put them on YouTube after, like, I'm trying to just get more subscribers on the website.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it's like I'm making people get like trying to get subscriptions, like, so that's what I'm kind of doing right now. But right now we're publicly releasing them on the YouTube channel starting May. So I think we got the subscribers that we need. So now that we kind of met our quota, now we're just kind of dropping them
On their website.
publicly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like secondary drops is when it's on the YouTube.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So yeah, and I'm gonna be dropping one. Yeah, tomorrow morning you will should see a new episode, and some stuff is gonna be on there. But yeah, we tease it on Instagram and try to get people to subscribe up until we start being consistent on the drop, which is on Fridays. So on Fridays you will be seeing more of the drops on the YouTube, because now that we kind of met our quota for our little subscription thing we had going on, just to have more people engaging, like really engaging for real,
Gotcha.
you know.
Love
Gotcha.
it. Well, thank you once again for definitely joining us. Listen, guys, listen, if you missed it, you gotta run it back, okay? Listen, we're
It's
gonna
We
tea,
had
drop the
tea,
full
words.
tea.
episode tomorrow on our YouTube channel and on our website. Definitely make sure you circle back and check it out. So first of
Yes.
all, thank you once again. We are very thankful for this connection. We want to be able to connect more with you guys. We are appreciate you and what you're doing for the community, what you're doing with the artistry in this world. So thank you so much for what you do. So guys,
Thank
listen,
you.
I am your host, Aisha Lewis Redway, and of course my host Danielle Meeks. Listen, you already know it's nothing but
Real
music,
music,
real
real
style,
style, real
and real
people.
people. And it don't get no realer than this. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Till next time.
Thank you
Okay.
guys. I enjoyed it. Thank
All
you.
right. Have a good one,
You
guys.
too.
Bye.
Bye.